Hello, my name is Professor Johnson, and today I will show you how to create an equation of line, and I will put it specifically in standard form. So here's our question. Find the equation of line in standard form that passes through these 2 points. Standard form, first and foremost, standard form is ax plus by equals c. Now a, b, and c are integers. Okay, so that means no decimals, no fractions, nothing like that. Just a single integer, like 1, 2, 3, -2, -5. And specifically, we want this first term with the x to be positive. Okay, so we're going to make that positive. It doesn't matter if b and c are negative, but ax, we're going to make that term positive. So, to make an equation of a line, you need slope first. So let's find slope. To find slope, you need to have m equals something. And if you remember, change in y over change in x. Use your class notes if you need to look back. And I will just pick this first point to be x1, y1, and the second point to be x2, y2. It really doesn't matter which point you call 1 or 2, just whatever order you pick, keep it consistent through the problem, especially in the numerator and the denominator of the slope formula. So, slope. y2 minus y1. y2 is 7, minus y1, 17. x2. x2 looks like a -2, minus, and then our x1 is 8. So let's start subtracting. In the numerator, we can subtract and we'd have -10. In the denominator, it looks like -2 and -8. That will also give you -10. Now, what does this equal? Does this cancel out and give you 0? No, it definitely does not. It actually, the negative and negative make a positive, and the 10 over 10 leaves you with 1. So be careful. I see that with students all the time. They accidentally eliminate the 10s and put 0. Really, it simplifies to 1. So plus 1 is there. This is what we'll call our slope. Okay, next step. After you find slope, we need to start making an equation of the line. Now, there's 2 forms that you can work with. You can work with y equals mx plus b form, which is also known as slope-intercept form. Or, I'll put over here, or you can use y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. This is called point slope form. Okay, so both of these forms are special. Now, the way to remember it, slope-intercept, m plus b. M is the slope, b is the intercept. So slope-intercept, that's where it comes from. Point slope, point, x1, y1 is a point, just like we got from before, 8, 17. That's a point, and slope is m. So that's why they labeled it that way. But notice both of these are not in standard form. Standard form up top is ax plus by equals c. So we're going to need to rewrite it after we solve. So let's get started. I will solve with slope-intercept form first. The slope. We found the slope is 1. That 1 is multiplied by the x, and then we're adding a b. Now, we don't know what b is. We don't know what the y-intercept is just yet. But we do know a point xy. Specifically, we know 2 points. Does it matter which point that we pick? No, it does not matter. You could pick any one that you'd like. So let's pick that first one. If I just pick 8 and 17. 8 I placed in the x spot and 17 here. That would be 17 equals 8 plus b. If I solved that, I subtract, and you'd end up with, what do you end up with? it would be a positive 9. So b equals positive 9. What if you pick the other point? If you pick the other point, negative 2, 7, you would end up with the same answer. So you could try that off on your own. Try plugging in negative 2 and 7 for the x and the y. You will get positive 9 for b. Okay? So the final step, you write it as y equals m, which is 1, x plus 9. Or you could write this as y equals x plus 9. Now this solution is in slope-intercept form. So we have written it in slope-intercept form. We have not written it in standard form just yet. But first, before I write it in standard form, let me show you that if you use point-slope form, you will get the same answer. So over on the right-hand side, I'm even going to use the other point. So I used 817 on the first method. The second method, let's just use the point negative 2, 7. So this would be y minus 7 equals m, which is 1, x minus 2. And that's because I just want to show you that it doesn't matter which point you pick. It truly doesn't matter. So let's simplify. Y minus 7 equals, okay, if you distributed the 1 times anything is just the anything that was there. So the x, but the negative and the negative makes plus 2. To get the y by itself, I need to add 7 over here, and y equals x plus 9. Would you look at that? You got both of these to be the same solution, but we are not done yet. These are written in slope-intercept form. Okay. Now, most of the time, I like slope-intercept form. These are great answers. But it's also helpful to put it into what's known as standard form. So, what we need to do is put the x and the y on the same side, it looks like. They need to be on the same side, and then the constant goes on the other side. So let me just rewrite what we have. And another way to think of this is we need this part to be positive. So keep that in mind, positive. Now, right now, really a 1 is multiplied in front of the x. That's positive right now. Let's keep it that way. So I'm going to keep it there. But I need the y near it, so I'll move the y over here. But the constant, like we said, needs to be moved away, so I'll move that over here. So if I do that flip-flop in one step, the y's would get out of the left-hand side. You'd be left with a negative 9 there. The x is just positive by itself. The 9 was moved over to the left, but now you have minus y. So are we in standard form? Yes, we are. It's equivalent, so we have an equals. We have x minus a y, an a x plus a by equals a constant c. Now, you're probably wondering, why can't it be written this way? Well, it can be. This is perfectly fine. You see with an equals, it doesn't matter. You have equality. Order doesn't matter there. It means the same thing. Thank you for watching my video.